Hey guys, how you doing? This is Julian Lee, and in this video I'm going to break down some affiliate marketing tips, my top 3 affiliate marketing tips for beginners. All right, so let's go. I'll move my video here to the bottom right, and just like it says there, my top 3 affiliate marketing tips for beginners. Now right in there below in the in the description field, click that link and see the affiliate program that I'm associated with and check it out, see if that's a good fit for you or not. So without further ado, let's jump in. I actually brought up a little notepad here so I could document these 3 tips that I have as I'll be discussing this with you, okay? And this is tip number 1. Pick the right product or service that matches or is based on your income goals. What does that really mean, right? So check this out. I'm gonna jump over to JV Zoo. And as a matter of fact, better yet, let's do this. Let's bring up paint. Let's bring up paint. What does that really mean, right? Okay, so say you got involved in a affiliate marketing opportunity, right? And say your income goal is to make an additional $1,000 per month. Let's just use that as a number, right? You want to make an additional $1,000 per month, right? So you got to find an affiliate program that's going to get you $1,000 per month, right? And you got to know what those numbers look like, right? Now, if you would check out the affiliate product and you go to some place like JV Zoo or ClickBank, regardless of the fact, you can actually look up the product, you can actually see what the affiliate payment structure looks like, what the percentage is, if it's a one-time payment, there's any potential for recurring commissions and all that good stuff from that, right? But keep in mind, right, you've got to pay attention to your numbers, right? So for instance, if you're looking at a affiliate product that pays you, for instance, $25, what does that number look like, right? And again, I'm drawing with my mouse on the screen here, so don't hold me to that, but this is very important because this is what this looks like, right? If you're looking to make an additional $1,000 per month and the affiliate program that you're going to market only pays you $25 per sale, you've got to do the math. You got to take that 1,000, divide it by that 25 bucks, and note that you got to get 40 sales per month to hit that number. Imagine that. 40 sales, that's a lot of sales for a beginning affiliate marketer, and you could easily get discouraged, right? So now, in picking the right product, think about this as well. It really is really not much difference between something that pays $25, $100, or sometimes even $500 as far as the effort that you're putting out to get that sale. All right, so you got to think about that when you're looking to pick up an affiliate program that matches with your income goals, okay? So for instance, now let's just take a look at a different number. If, say, for instance, you're getting paid $100, right? $100, then in that particular case, per sale, you can actually divide $100. Obviously, it's 10, but I want you to see me do the math, right? Divided by $100, that's how much you get paid per sale, and 10 sales per month, right, is what you would need to get that goal. And if you want to even break it down even more, check this out. As far as getting your mind right around it and wrapped around it, 10 sales per month gets you that. Okay, so let's divide 10 into 30. That's 30 days in a month, right? So you need less than, again, you can't get 0.1 of a sale, but if you look at it this way, even if you get 1 sale per day, you actually will even you'll surpass your goal times 2, right? You'll actually be able to make $3,000 per month. So it's very important when you pick out what affiliate program you're going to market based on what your income goals are as far as what you're looking to make on a monthly basis, and then drilling those numbers so you have a set plan of how hard I've got to go this month to be able to hit that sale amount, okay? So that's the first one. All right, so let's move on to the next one. I'm going to go ahead and close it out, and the next tip will be, drum roll, number 2, take massive and consistent action. That is so important, right? Because you can easily derail yourself. Now, what does that really mean, right? So say if you learn different marketing strategies, right? And you're doing Facebook PPC. Let me go ahead and bring my camera up here. Say you're doing Facebook PPC, or you're doing you learn solo ads, or you're just using Facebook and actually just reaching out to different people and actually selling on Facebook. And a lot of people actually do that. So that's one marketing strategy, right? You could put up YouTube videos. That's another marketing strategy, right? You could use Instagram. That's another marketing strategy, right? You could use Pinterest. That's another marketing strategy. You follow what I'm saying? So you've got to look at these different marketing strategies and see what best fits with you based on the amount of time you have. If you've got a 9 to 5, how many hours you could put in. And once you figure that out, you've got to take consistent, massive action. Because what's going to end up happening is you're trying to learn all these different things all at once, right? And you're learning Facebook, you're learning Instagram, you're learning Pinterest, you're learning YouTube, you're learning this, you're learning that. And you could easily get overwhelmed. So if you got, like, for instance, 2 hours or so every night after you get home from work, right, to spend some time on your affiliate marketing business, you got to be locked in, and you got to know what you need to be doing. So if it's going to be Facebook, stick with Facebook. I would say at least 60 to 90 days, right? Especially if you're new, so you could get into the mode and building that, what's the word I'm looking for? Building that routine of getting out there and do what you need to do to make those contacts. So if it's on Facebook, it's maybe adding an extra amount of friends and actually communicating and interacting with them and posting different things and things of that nature if you're trying to sell through Facebook by providing value that way, right? If it's YouTube videos, you got to consistently put out YouTube videos, baby. You got to keep on going, right? If it's Instagram, you got to keep up with those posts and keep interacting with people. Look up the hashtags, interact with the right people that's in that space that you want to do business with, right? So I'm just using that as an example, but you've got to stick to that one specific strategy, right? Because they could all work. But if you're trying to do 5, 6, 7 things at a time and you have 2 hours per night, it's going to be tough sledding. You see what I'm saying? So that leads me into number 3, and I have to bring that up. Guess what it is? Staying focused and not getting distracted. God damn, that right there will fuck everything up for you. And I've got to talk straight and raw because that is the deal. Tip number 3 will completely derail tip number 2. And if you derail tip number 2, the whole shit falls apart. It doesn't matter what income opportunity or affiliate opportunity you've got on that you've selected, right? If you're not taking the right massive action to get traction in your business, and then on top of that, right, or say that you've been taking some action and you're seeing some traction, you get some momentum in your business, all of a sudden, shit, you lose this, you become distracted, you lose focus. And then you decide, maybe 30 days and 45 days, and you decide, you know what? All right, I'm getting some results, but it's not consistent. So let me just go and learn this other marketing strategy. So what you end up doing is you kill that whole momentum you built up over that period of time because you lost focus, you got fucking distracted, and you start doing some other shit, and you starting that thing all over again. Think of this like a snowball that starts rolling downhill as far as your marketing strategy, and you make that consistent marketing strategy, that snowball becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you start hitting your goals. So stick with, again, that is so key and so overrated, underrated, however you want to call it, because I've done that so many times in my years of marketing online, and you have to stay consistent. All right, so those are the 3 tips. They may seem like very simple things, but for a newbie or even someone who's more experienced, that could still happen. You've got to stay in the ball. You've got to stay locked in to that particular strategy and keep taking that continual action until you get consistent results before you could then, okay, let me start adding something else to my toolkit. Because if you do that and you lose focus, it all falls apart. It's like a damn domino effect, okay? So I hope you got some value from this, because I'm telling you, these 3 affiliate marketing tips for newbies, they're so important. And man, if you miss that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be rough. You're going to quit. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to say, shit, this is a goddamn scam. Okay? So this is Julian Lee. I hope you got some value from that. There's a link in the description field. Click on that link. Check it out and see if that's a good fit for you and take some massive actions I mentioned before. Don't forget those 3 tips. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell button so that way at least you could get alerted when I upload my new videos that's giving you some great content. This is Julian Lee. Thanks again. Much love and appreciate for you spending the time on my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.